All right, here we are at pool 4, the most difficult place to put a pool cover on. So we're going to start here and show you how to do it here at pool 4. Okay, first thing you need to do is get the pool rack of tarps over here next to the pool, all the while watching out that you do not run over your toes with the wheels or the safety brake. Be very cognizant about that because that can really ruin your day. Next, we have to line up the pool rack here, the pool cart, with the side of the pool. As you can see, I've got this bottom pool cover right lined up with the side, okay? Because that's how we're going to pull it out that direction. You'll also notice the color red here, okay? So you're going to coincide this color with this rack every time you roll it out and roll it in, okay? It's also inside your lifeguard handbook next to your towel. So if you have any questions about it, make sure that you look at your instructions inside there. Okay, so once we have the rack over here, we've determined which one we're going to pull out. So we're going to be pulling this one out first right here. We need to make sure, very, very important, we need to make sure that we put our brake down. So the brake goes down by simply turning this until you get a good fit on the bottom there. If you do not put the brake down and you are pulling this cover out, right here we have a railing that would stop it, but in an open-faced pool, you could pull this rack right into the water, and that would take a crane to pull it out. So that would not be a good scene. So every time we do this, we put the brakes down. There's one on each side. I've already put the one down on the other side, so we're good to go, okay? Next, you're gonna grab your polypropylene rope here, okay? You're gonna go to the middle handle. So we've got our middle handle right here. We're gonna simply loop it around there, okay? So there's where we're gonna pull from. You probably wanna get it going first by hand. Up and over and ready to go. Now we've got two of us now, so it helps, but with one person, you're just gonna pull really hard to the other end. Keep going. As you can see, it takes a lot of strength to pull that all the way down. Now that Nicole's got it all the way at the end, we go ahead and stop and come back down to this.
So I leave my rope down there on the deck so I don't lose it, and then I come all the way down here and I unhook all of these ropes. Just push them through the open loop all the way down to the end. Now I have to go all the way back to the other side and pull it so it's all the way across the water. So we're across the water all the way, and the hole matches up with the ladder. Okay, there's a hole that matches up with the ladder. You don't have that hole on this side, you have the wrong cover. All right, and then we got to make sure it's nice and flat. So we got to pull it. Now it's flat, okay? Flat all the way across. Pull this cover out. So we're matching our red to red. We gotta get it up the railing. The middle handle hooked in. This end hooked in. So I'm going to put it in the hole and loop it in, and it'll hold. We got one more. You're definitely gonna get your steps in. Doing pool covers. Alright, so again, we're gonna hook it into the hole all the way through and hook it. Okay. Now Mike's gonna start rolling. All of our handles are stored inside the guard check. Once you've rolled up your pool covers, the handle needs to go back in the guard check, not left on the reel, not left on the deck. Please don't move the reel with the handle attached, or it might fall off and you'll end up with a nice black and blue foot. So always take the handle off.
So here's your rolling crank. This is going to fit on each one of these. Put the square through the square. Okay, and we're going to start rolling. Now the tricky part here is to get a good start. Make sure that our cover's flat on the railing. Okay, it's not tucked under at any point, so it's not dog-eared underneath the railing. So it's nice and flat. Okay, once again, this is a tough spot to do it because we've got the ladder here. But what we really want to watch out for is the cover starting to what we call telescope. In other words, starting to work its way this way or the other direction. As you can see down here on this cover, here's an example of a very poorly done cover as it's telescoped out. If that happens, it will eventually get stuck inside of the crank over here. So it has to be fairly flush. And the way we accomplish that is by really keeping an eye on the cover itself as we're rolling it. You may have to pull on the cover a little bit to get it to sit. So you can see mine's already starting to go that direction.
It's okay because I got a lot of space. I got a lot of space, Mike, so we can.
Okay, so it's rolling pretty good right now. Now, if you're by yourself, you may get to the point where you can't control it from this side anymore. You have to walk to the other side, bring the crank with you, and start rolling and pulling from the opposite end. There it is. So you can really see this is a pretty flush ending right here. So that's the way we want it to look at the very end. If it's telescoped out that way or the other way, that's an incorrect roll.